Hello, happy Sunday. And I'm in my favorite place, doing my favorite thing, which is absolutely nothing right now. Props to Mr. MK for taking the kids out so I could have some quiet time in what feels like a very loud house when all of us are here. It's our fall break in Denver, so the family is in Telluride. I'm coming back tomorrow, and I've already got the Sunday. Wouldn't say scaries, but the really sad. I want more vacation. If you are somewhere having fun, like Karina Terry, who ran a race and had a big, good day, then good for you. If you're like Amanda Williams, who just started a Disney cruise today, congratulations. I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. I'm not sure I can say anything nice. I am super jealous. I know you're having a wonderful time. You've been sending me photos and I can't stand it. And for everyone else, I'm sure if you're doing cool stuff, make me jealous. Post a photo, take a picture, give us an idea of what's going on either in the app or in the Facebook group. So there were no questions in Ask Away tonight, and that's okay. And I thought we'd just take a minute to chat. I mean, obviously, there are big things happening, and I don't feel qualified to speak on those things in any way, shape, or form. Plus, do you really want to talk about them with your run coach? Do you really want to talk about them right now? Know that I love and support you no matter what. I loved and supported you before all this started. I will continue to love and support you into infinity and beyond. Like, there is no question. If you need more support from me, don't hesitate to reach out and tell me what that support looks like and how I can provide it. That is what office hours are for. But moving beyond that, feels like, at least to me, not this past Tuesday, but the Tuesday before, my life blew up. And I mean, blew up in a really big way. It was in a single day, 3 really not good things happened. One piece of news that I wasn't expecting and really didn't want, that completely threw me. A second piece of news that felt like a betrayal. Frankly, somebody should have said something to my face before I had to read about it in the news after some work I'd done for them for free, because I liked them and believed in them. And then the third is a family situation. And all of that happening as I'm packing to go on a business trip. Not optimal by any stretch of the imagination. So the past 2 weeks have been kind of rough. And as usual, when things get rough, I turn to the NASA website, because that's where the good horoscopes come from. And they do remind us that the moon is really, really powerful. And one of the reasons that October is a month that is associated traditionally with like Halloween and witchiness and omens and whatnot, is that there are always 2 eclipses and a full moon. And the full moon happens in between the 2 eclipses, because that's how it works. And that's just a lot of weirdness in the month on the whole. So the first eclipse, hopefully, like we're in the direct line of it here, or very close to the direct line of it here in Telluride, and that was really fun to watch with the kids with the sunglasses. Hopefully you got to experience it. The next one is coming on the 28th. In between now and the 28th, just batten down the hatches. Things are not going to get worse, but they're not going to get better. These eclipses are very much considered to be a time when, and you know what? So what? Yeah, I'm reading you a horoscope. Yeah, I'm talking about astrology, because you know what? What else am I going to talk about right now? There's a reason things are falling apart. There's a reason that you're not doing what you want to do. There are actual obstacles standing in your way. Okay. And it's not just you. This is happening for everyone. Just because they're not putting it on Facebook, you might notice some of the people who usually post a lot of like, my life's so awesome, are not posting as much on Facebook or Instagram or other things, except for Karen Schluter telling everyone she's going to New Zealand. Thank you for that, because I needed some good news, and that made me really excited, Karen. I cannot wait to hear about your half marathon and the wedding you're going to New Zealand. But for the most part, not a lot of people are having a whole lot of good news. So most people are kind of tucking themselves in and being really quiet. So if October, either personally, professionally, or in your running life, has been great, good for you. If not, you're not alone. You're in the majority, actually. So at least for the next 2 weeks, while these weird energies continue, all I really want you to worry about is taking care of yourself. while you're on the couch drinking your cocoa or your tea, maybe with a little bit of Bailey's in it, and cocoa, not the tea, that'd be gross. My God, that sounded gross as it came out of my mouth. But while you're sitting there doing some self-care, it's the time to be dreaming big dreams and thinking about what November can bring, what December can bring, what you want to do in 2024. Now it's not really the time. It's the time to dream big dreams, but not really formulate the really big plans, right? So if that's where you're at and you just want to talk about those dreams, reach out. If you'd like to make the big plans, if you're like, I've already got the big plan, great. Let's start the dreaming phase of it. Reach out to me. I can take you. I've still got some room for one-on-one clients. Coach Nakia does as well. We can talk through what 2024 can look like for you, what reasonable goals are to set. Again, we always want to shoot for the moon. I want you to have what you want. I want you to have, but remember, those moons have eclipses, and when that happens, things fall apart, and that is not on you. You were shooting for the moon and got blinded. It happens. So what we're going to do is take these next 2 weeks up until the 28th. We're just going to expect nothing really good until the 28th, while knowing that what's happening, it's going to be a lot of shakeups in the energies around you. And it's a letting go this year. It's a letting go. The last time we had the same energy, you want to know? You want to know? And why I'm even talking about this? 2016. Think about how you felt in October of 2016. Think about what shifted shortly thereafter. Okay. So the last time the stars were in alignment like this, like they are right now, was 2016. And this time, instead of a shift in one direction, it's expected to be a shift back the other way. So it's going to feel weird for a couple weeks, but then instead of that sharp turn that arguably the world took towards collective anxiety, we're supposed to take a sharp turn in the other direction. And that I am looking forward to. That is what I need. I don't know about you, but that is what I need. And maybe it's all hocus. I don't really care. I need something to look forward to, and I'm going to look forward to that. I've got the date marked on the calendar. I'm pulling out all the optimism. I'm pulling out all the bubble baths. I am muting all the notifications on my phone. I don't need to see the news. My husband will watch the news. If something big happens, my friends will tell me. I don't need to be as tuned in as I normally am to a lot of things, and I can say the same for you, because these next 2 weeks are about self-preservation. Now, the New York City Marathon, speaking of self-preservation, is coming up. I know we got a whole bunch of people who are going. I've tried to schedule a meetup with y'all in the text chain. If you're not part of the text chain, reach out to me so I can add you to it. If you're going to be in New York, let me know. I would like to see everyone. I'm coming to town. I would like to at least get a meal together, if at all possible. I will not be staying for the race itself. I got to skedaddle because I got to travel for work the following week. But while I'm in New York City from the 2nd to the 4th, then I come back to Colorado for a couple of days. Then we go to Vegas. Coming for you, Karina Terry. I will, as soon as they give me a schedule. I'm waiting on that schedule, but it's promised as soon as I have it, I'll be reaching out to see when we can meet up and what we can do. So with that, don't forget on the blog, if you go to the Fitness Protection blog or in the app to the blog section, you can look by post type. There are subheadings, and one of those subheadings is Christy Harris. Oh my gosh, please do. I must have the wrong phone number for you, because I totally thought I had you in that text chain, and I was like, she's too busy. She's too fancy with her towel house now and doesn't want to see me. Okay, I'm really glad I put this out, and I'm glad you're watching, because I was like, clearly I have the wrong phone number for you, but that's what you get for moving countries all the time. I don't know where you are. My God. I'm like, oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm smiling because I'm heavily medicated. Like I said, it's been a wild 2 weeks. But sometimes we need that between seasonal affective disorder. And that, by the way, is real. So in a time when things falling apart, I'm not afraid to admit it, even though this could be used against me in a court of law eventually. I'm not afraid to admit that this is a really hard time. And I had to reach out and say to my therapist, I think I need something a little bit more right now. And it scares me to say that, but I do. She was like, cool, here we go. And you know what? I can smile. I can stand up straight. I can find joy and connect with my kids. I can talk about New York with a smile on my face. I can talk about Vegas with a smile on my face. Vegas is hot. I love you, Karina Terry. But oh my God, I don't think humans were meant to live in the desert like that. It feels like you're in the movie Dune, only with, the heat of 3 suns, but you can only see one. I'm like, I need the oxygen thing like they have. None of you probably seen Dune, and I love science fiction. I have any idea what I'm talking about. But if I can talk about going to Vegas with a smile on my face, there's a reason for that. And that reason is that I went and asked for a little more support, and I got it. So if you need a little more support right now, this is me giving you permission to go get it. I don't think this is, I am not defined by, this is not who I am now, right? This is not, a chemical imbalance or any of the nasty things people ascribe to it. We go through periods, and that is real. And sometimes you need a little bit of help to keep you standing upright with a smile on your face at times. And for that help, especially if you know that this time of year, when it's a little bit darker and a little bit less fun in between 2 eclipses, is a little bit harder than usual. Whether you've got big things going on like I do, or little things that make you feel guilty but you just don't feel good, it doesn't matter. Don't compare your stuff to my stuff. Just go ask for a little bit of help. You can get it from your PCP. You don't have to see a psychiatrist anymore. You can get a lot of good help from the people, from your primary care provider, and I'd encourage you to go do that. But yeah, because otherwise I'd be sitting around being like, Christy Harris didn't want to talk to me, when the truth is I probably have the wrong freaking phone number for her in my phone. So yes, please DM me so we can work that out. I'm glad I brought it up, and I'm glad you're here to watch it. Yay, when the universe works. So then we got New York City coming up. It's going to be a hot one, y'all. It's not going to be as hot as what we had in Twin Cities last week, but it's an El Nino year, and it could still rain. So the weather forecast is not going to be accurate yet. We're not going to have a good idea of what to expect until about a week before. The one thing that we do know is that compared to a usual year, New England tends to get a lot more of the heat, the humidity, and the rain than any other part of the country during an El Nino year, which we are in. So brace for the worst, hope for the best. You've got a couple long runs left. Practice with salt tablets, please. I've tried not to push this on people. I'm a big fan of these guys. I have a type of tachycardia. A recent broadcast I've referenced my newfound heart disorder, which is called postural orthostatic tachycardia. And what that means is I have to have absurd amounts of salt to increase my blood volume. And it turns out that these electrolytes, it's pure salt caps that I take. They're really, really good for runners too. So not only are they promoting these to like my community of people with weird blood volumes and this heart condition caused by COVID, they're also marketing it to ultra runners. Salt Stick, Coach Kia is an ambassador for Salt Stick. That's another really good company. But think about this, because by the time you're thirsty, by the time you're a little dehydrated, it's a little too late. Salt is much better for hydration than sugar is for most people doing single events longer than like 5 hours. So I would strongly recommend, we've got a couple long runs left. It's time to play with salt tabs and nutrition, not just the week of, but also remembering that New York starts in the middle of the day. This is a really late start compared to most marathons. I love marathons that like know that it's going to be hot or understand what summer is and when they are in it. And therefore, like the OC marathon starts at 6 a.m. or 5:30, at 5:30 or 6 a.m. It's really early. And that's wonderful because it's in California in like June. That is the perfect time to start a race in California in June, right? All other marathons, for reasons passing it, I mean, I know why they do it, because they have to clear the streets and that takes hours, and I get that and I get that and I get that. But New York, I think the first wave doesn't really start till 9. And then, so if you're in the later waves, you might be starting at 11 o'clock. So, but to get to the start line, you got to get on like a 6 a.m. ferry. So that is a 5-hour lag of what can I eat that will be digested rather than sitting in my stomach when I go up the bridge. That's a whole strategy. If you haven't thought about that yet, and this is just hitting you, reach out. That's what office hours are for. let's talk about it, or go to the blog and look at the post I wrote about this a while ago. Okay, because the course itself really doesn't change year on year. Pivoting a little bit 2 weeks right after that, the weekend before Thanksgiving, we have the Philadelphia Marathon. I know we have a lot of you doing the marathon and the half. The half marathon, I have not updated the blog post to reflect the slight changes that have happened in the course, in the route. I'm going to try to get around to that. I will probably forget, but I am going to try to get around to it. The changes are minor. It's usually just what happens after the zoo. The general course stays the same depending on what parts of the city are under construction at any given time. So with that one coming up, that one has a much earlier corral time, a much easier corral to get to, a different start, but it will be a lot colder because of where you are. Even in an El Nino year, that the morning air, be prepared to be real cold at the start and real hot at the finish, and brace yourself for the smell of chicken broth. That was the thing. I know chicken broth has all the salt and all the electrolytes, and it's wonderful, but the smell of it hitting you, whew, you got to be ready for it. And I wish every time I've run that race, I have forgotten. And then I walk through the crowd and I'm like, oh, so it's just something. Hold your breath as you walk through. After you've crossed the finish line, they put the medal on you, you get your rep. Hold your breath while you walk past the chicken broth. That's my 2 cents. After that, I think 2 weeks after that exactly, we have California International Marathon, and then Disney's the next one, followed by Houston. So we're entering this marathon period. If you're racing, whether you're not, if you want to talk through a plan, that's what I'm here for. You already paid for it. Let's go. If you are not racing a marathon like me, yay, let's talk about let's just talk. Let's just hang out. Let's see what's going on. Check in with me. I love to talk to you guys. I live for it. And I'm really glad sometimes the stars bring us together. And sometimes the stars mess things up like they're about to between the last eclipse and the next one coming up. So remember, for the next 2 weeks, it's not you that sucks. It's literally the moon. It's in the stars, so much so I'm not joking. This is on NASA's Twitter that just reset. Here it is. NASA Artemis. October is a big month for the moon. The moon makes the tides happen. It's a big month for you. October 14th, annual solar eclipse. October 21st, international observation of the moon night. October 28th, full moon and eclipse. Check out all the ways you can preserve yourself at go.nasa.gov. See, I'm not making it up. That is science, y'all. Science. Because you deserve nothing less. You are coached. You are loved. Whether you're running, whether you're not, whether your life blew up and you need a little extra help or not, you are winning at life because you're here, and I love you, and that is never, ever, 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 ever going to change. Have a great week. And thank you for DMing me, Christy. I'm going to save this number right now and be a little bit less embarrassed.